Welcome to Edupedia World. In this video, we will discuss about the meaning of a measures of central tendency. In the previous unit, we have studied collection, organization and presentation of statistical data. The main objective of statistic is to obtain a single value which can represent the given set of data or series. The measure of central tendency summarizes the data with a single value, which can represent the entire data. The measuring of central tendency is a way of summarizing the data in the form of a typical or representative value. This single value represents the characteristics of the complex data. This value is called average or central value. Let's start with the meaning of the central value. In order to evaluate economic condition or situation or study, we need to summarize the whole set of data. This can be done by use of central tendency, which summarizes the data in a single value in such a way that this single value can represent the entire data. The measuring of central tendency is a way of summarizing the data in the form of a typical or representative value. A measure of central tendency or an average is a figure that represents the entire group of data. It is the single value that reads the characteristics of the complex and diversified set of given data. It is the value to which most of the observations in the series fall closer than to any other value of the series. Let's discuss some of the definitions regarding an average value. According to Croxton and Cowden, an average value is a single value within the range of the data that is used to represent all the values in the series. Since an average is somewhere within the range of the data, it is sometimes called a measure of central value. One more definition that is given by Spiegel. Average is a value which is typical of representative of a set of data. With the help of these two definitions, we can identify what is the meaning of an average. The main objectives of measure of central tendency or averages are: first, to present diversified and complex data in a summarized form. Averages represent the universe or complex data in summarized form, that is, into a single value. Single value can represent the entire data. It becomes easy to draw conclusions in respect of the universe as a whole. For example, average per capita income is a better way to understand total income divided among total population. Second, to facilitate comparison, the average of one set of data can be conveniently compared with the other set of data. The comparison can be made at a given point of time or over a period of time. For example, average expenditure by a family household can be compared easily with the average of expenditure with previous months or previous years. Third point, to facilitate decision making. Average is a single value which represents the entire universe or given set of data. This value provides guidelines or works as a ready reckoner for decision maker. The averages helps in estimation, setting standards, and managing such areas where decision making is very essential, and averages become the base for all decisions. Fourth point, to establish a relationship. Whenever cause and effect relationship between two or more variables is to be studied, an average is very helpful. For example, while formulating law of demand, average tendencies are studied. That is, when we say that there is a negative relation between price and demand of a commodity, we mean to say that an average there is negative relation between the two variables. And the last point, to facilitate statistical analysis. Averages form the basis of statistical analysis. We depend on averages to compute various other measures such as skewness, dispersion, etc. For example, if we come to know that average income is falling, we can easily analyze the reason for fall in income, which may be due to recession, fall in demand, imposition of more taxes, etc. These are some of the main objectives of averages. Essentials of a good average. A good average should possess the following characteristics. First, clearly defined. A satisfactory average should be clearly and rigidly defined so that there is one single value which is capable to represent the entire data. It would be appreciable if it is mathematically defined so that it is exact and can be used for further studies. Second, representative. An average should be based on all the items, that is, it should be computed by taking into account each and every item of the series. It should be able to summarize the entire data. Third essential, easy to understand. Simplicity is another essential characteristic of a good average. It should be simple to calculate. If it involves complex mathematical process, it will have limited utility. The method used to calculate an average should be simple, which does not reduce the accuracy of the average. Fourth point, capable of further algebraic treatment. An average should possess some important mathematical properties so that it can be used for further statistical analysis. In other words, an average should be capable for being used further in other statistical calculations. Fifth essential, not affected by extreme values. The average should not be unnecessarily affected by extreme values. If very small or very large items unduly affect the measures of central tendency, then the average may not be able to truly represent the entire universe or data, which will become limitation of an average. And the last essential, that is absolute number. An average should be measured in an absolute number. This value in percentage or in relative form will not serve the purpose of having a single value which represents the universe. These are some of the essentials of a good average system. Measures of central tendency. Averages or measures of central tendency can be broadly categorized as given. There are three types of averages, that is positional averages, mathematical averages, and other averages. Positional averages can further be classified into median and mode. Mathematical averages further classified into arithmetic mean, geometric mean, and harmonic mean. And other averages are further classified into moving averages, composite averages, and progressive averages. We will restrict our discussion only to arithmetic mean in this particular video. Arithmetic mean. Arithmetic mean is the most commonly used measure of central tendency. It is defined as the sum of the values of all observations divided by the number of observations and is usually denoted by letter x with a dash above it. In general, if there are n observations as x1, x2, x3 and so on, then the arithmetic mean is given by x with a dash above it equals to x1, x2, x3 and so on divided by n, which gives you sigma x by n, where x with a dash above it means the mean, x1 the first value, x2 the second value, x3 the third value, xn will be the last value, n means the number of values, and sigma x means sum of all observations. This is how we will calculate arithmetic mean. Thank you for watching Edupedia World videos.